Okay, so my name is Jesse, and I'm the uncle of Venus.
Uncle Jesse is the closest thing I've ever had to a father. He was amazing. He was the father for the block. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who didn't have a daddy, they had Uncle Jesse. When things weren't okay, you were always there for all of us. I mean, I think all of us came through your house at some point. When things went sideways. And my favorite memory with you, I don't know if do you remember when you used to go and put the plugs into the walls? The what do you call the sockets? The
outlets.
The outlets. The outlets, right? And this is what you did. You would start one and get it mostly done.
Right.
And right. And then you would go to another room and you would have it partially done, and you would have me do a little bit. And then you go to another room and have me do a little bit less. And then it was just an outlet and some wires that's hanging out, right? You like, have at it. And then you would leave.
Right.
I'm like, what, right? But I'm gonna tell you, that never left me, because I think my ability to keep going and keep trying step by step by step came from that. He brought people in, he let people stay in his house. He had rooms, he would rent rooms. I had a situation in 2005 when I got really, really sad. I had a really, really, really bad breakup. And all my shit got taken, my credit got trashed, my money got gone. It was just ugly. And I called Uncle Jesse and I talked to him about it. And he's like, Venus, sounds like you're going through a rough spell. I didn't have enough money for gas or food, and I was gonna have to lose the house because everything was gone. And I mean, it was just bad. And I didn't even think about it, but somehow I think I called you and we were just talking, and you said to me, it sounds like you're going through a rough patch. That was what I'm like, I'm going through a rough patch? I didn't even know I was. That's how he talks. And he sent me $500 bills. So now I have more money than my entire fucking bloodline. But in that moment, as a black man, as a father, as my uncle, he sent me money. And I want you to know, at the time I didn't have money because bad things had happened. But that $500, I put in the top of my closet in the envelope it came in, and I didn't spend it. Because I knew if I had it there, I wasn't by myself. But I would go touch it when I wanted to remember that I was loved. It wasn't the money, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even ask for that. And it was like, okay, it was like my security, because I started to understand that if I put that money away, I would have certainty, I would have security. Because you loved me, I wasn't alone in that regard. So it's these things that I don't think that you realize that I wouldn't be alive without you, Uncle Jesse. He helped me out the most when things got thick and Mama tried to kill me. He's the one who got me out of that.
Man, I appreciate that, and I remember that back in 2005. Most thing that's standing out of my mind about that was how traumatized you were about that ordeal with what went through with that person.
He did a lot. He moved me. He helped all of us when we needed the most. But he's like a halfway house. I think that you don't know who you are for me. And I don't know if you remember this, and it was, I don't know what the age it was, but I remember us having a conversation, because we go deep sometimes, and you were talking about me, and I was saying to you, why did you help me when everything went sideways? And you said, I could see that if you had some support, now you didn't say it that way, I'm just trying to clean it up a little bit, you know, so I don't have to deal with people beeping me, but that you have your own place, you have your own little apartment, you have your own car. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was it. And that was that statement of, I could have my own, that never left me. And because I know you love me, I believed you.
Well, I'm glad
I believed
you
you, because I did not like I thought about it, but it was something that stuck in my head, like, I could have my own spot, I could have my own car, like that. And that came from you. Everybody's transient. Do you understand? Like, it's not like Whoever has a home, we got a home. I don't like that people want to say I'm homeless, because homeless means you gave up fucking hope. You've given up on you. I never was that. My people have never been that way. We've been street people.
I really wasn't aware that Venus was homeless during the time she was actually homeless. I thought she was being sophisticated. She used to wear black every day. And I thought, well, that's a statement. And she was so regal in her presentation, it never occurred to me that that was a survival mechanism.
When I heard Dr. Venus had spent time on the street, it surprised me. I did not know that. And in some ways, I think I was a little bit confused and a little bit hurt to an extent, because I would not have thought that would happen and she wouldn't tell me. Street
people hustle. We make shit fucking happen. We create something out of nothing as a lifestyle, all right? And we got some, we got some addictions. We got some shit, right? And so Uncle Jesse let me move in when Mama put me out. But then he only has so much space. So even if he has space, but there's no place to sleep because we got, a bunch of people in the house, then I'm still trying to figure out how I can have my own something. And so I was in and out of his house. I was in and out of other people's houses. I had people who would let me sleep on their couch, had people let me sleep in their bed with them. So it wasn't this is why I don't say I'm homeless, because it's not true. It's not a fair call.
She has so much wisdom as a young person. I look on it now and I'm in awe of her. I'm not at all surprised by what she's accomplished. I would say I expected it.
I'm Ivy, AKA baby sister. It's no fun being a baby sister when you're 40. When I was 16 and even 21, it was fine, but 40, it was fine. I'm used to it now. Venus is always lovable. And I know that sounds cliche, but she had a pure heart, even as a child. Like, I'm younger than her, but it was something about her innocence. Her birthday is the 23rd of September. Mine is the 16th, so that makes us 7 days apart. 6 years and 7 days apart. We would have birthday parties together. One time we had a birthday party, and it was my friends who were turning 7 and her friends who were turning 13, around that age. And Dr. Venus and one of her friends performed Prince, When Doves Cry. And it was, they had a choreographed dance, and it was just amazing. In my eyes, she was a star. I was like, that's my sister. Like, she was my sister. And they had it down pat. And that was one of my favorite childhood memories with Dr. Venus, is that performance. And I felt like it was for me, even though it was both of our birthday, but I still felt like it was for me.
When she graduated from college, Miss Francis and I, and other people who have supported Venus, all went up in a car to her graduation. We drove to Long Island, and my gift to her was a nameplate, and it said, Dr. Venus O. Reese. And she was just graduating from college. But it was a given for me that she would go on to accomplish amazing and wonderful, unimaginable things. And I can't wait to see what she does next.
I mean, she wasn't harsh. She wasn't mean. She was protective, but she just was sweet. And growing up in East Baltimore, the environment made us rough, so we had to adapt. But Dr. Venus always had an innocence and a pureness about her that made me, even being a younger sister, want to love her. I always felt like she was the odd child out. That always made me just love her. Like, I don't know, like I wanted to hug her. She was always that person, but she was always sweet, like always sweet and always innocent. And even though she was older than me, I felt like she was more innocent than me. And it was just like, like everybody had a place, but it just felt like Venus was the odd one out. And that just made me gravitate to her more.
Seeing Dr. Venus really come out on top, actually, that doesn't surprise me. Like I said before, she's always had a big personality. So I think we always knew that she would be something big. We didn't know what, but we knew that she would be something big. Totally separate from the circumstance that we grew up in. I could see it in her. She had greatness in her.
People want to make it clean and you know, fucking Harlequin romance. No, it's street fucking life. Okay? Street life is strategy. And where I come from, everybody knows how to strategize. The best strategist I ever met in my life was my mother. That bitch was a bad bitch. And she has my respect as a street person. She was a shitty parent, but she was a brilliant street woman. Brilliant. The best in the game. Except for my father. He killed it all. My point is, the street isn't just live on the streets and stay on the streets. You come in and out of the streets. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm a street girl, which is one reason why I can be rich one moment and poor the next and not have it equal one better than the other. It doesn't matter to me because I know at some point I'm going to turn it and I'll make more than I had before with less effort. Because the game isn't just to make money. The game is to have your money be made with less effort. You know, anybody can make money, but can you do it without all the extra? Like, can you do your thing? And that's leverage. So I went legit. Thank you, Jesus, hallelujah. Okay? I'm fixing it, God, I'm fixing it, I'm fixing it, I'm fixing it. I am fixing this shit. I've emotionally matured. I left here when I was 16, 17, and I came through but never back. We did a tour stop in Baltimore because I am at a place in my own spiritual evolution where I'm not scared anymore. I'm not afraid anymore. And I think that for so long, it was such a hard time that I stayed away because I couldn't be with the environment. Now I can be here and not be afraid and actually be celebrated. I mean, it's amazing to me how many people are coming to the place where I ran away from. Right now I'm feeling a little breathless. We've sold over 257 seats. I stopped looking because I got nauseous. I'm excited. My makeup artist got in a car crash, so I had to do my own makeup. Somebody's got laid and then someone lost this. It's just all this breakdown. And I'm clear, it's because the ceiling has become the floor. That we're creating and birthing something in the world. And when that happens, you go into breakdown before you go into breakthrough, right? And so I'm standing in trusting myself. I'm standing in dancing with everything and making nothing wrong. We have teams, we have tour teams, which consist of volunteers from different locations. And we have a team meeting on the phone, and then my core team trains, and then we have a meeting when we get in the room. That's when I vet them. If they're not an energetic match, I ask them to leave. Not because they're not good people, but because I can't have takers in the room pretending to be servers.
I've been trying to see Dr. V now for the last 4 stops she's made, but life kind of hindered me just a little bit. But I drove 6 hours with a good friend of mine to be here in Baltimore, and it was not what I expected. I'm so used to surface speakers who only take you just an inch down below your skin and decide to let you go. Dr. V actually really dug very deep into who we are and why we should be successful and who we need to be in this world. And I almost want to name her like Glinda the Good Fairy, because she gave us this bubble that which we can elevate. It's really been life-changing for me, and if you've never been here, you don't have a book, grab the book and get to the next city. It will definitely change your life.
Tori's amazing. Tori's a hot mess. He's brilliant, he's smart, he's kind, he's generous, and he can flip money 50 ways. I think we all are entrepreneurial, okay? It just depends on what side of the track you flow on, you know what I mean? It's so funny to me that I have some friends who've been in jail because of petty shit, like for marijuana, and now the shit is legal. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, okay, who the fuck's the crook? You know what I'm saying? If you think about America, it's built on bootlegs, it's built on liquor, it's built on gangs. Come with me. Now, come on now, shit. He's an amazing human being. is funny. God, he's funny. And he remembers everything. He remembers more than I do, right? And so he's almost like my memory, right, in a lot of ways. But he's a hustler, baby. And we love him for it. We love him for it.
I think I got it from my father.
Well,
I think I got it from the street.
Then where did I get mine from?
You got it from being around me. How many times?
I love that you say this.
Remember when we lived in West Baltimore, and how many times we go to the store and I used to steal the Kool-Aid, and I had 200 packs of Kool-Aid because I knew my mom was like, "We'll go to the store and get some Kool-Aid." So guess what I would do? I'm like, okay, I'll go to the store. I'll give me the money. I would run upstairs, get like 8 or 10 packs of Kool-Aid, walk around for a little bit around, come back, go get some sugar. Go get the sugar. We had sugar upstairs. So now I got $3 or $4 in my pocket. Think she didn't get none of it? She knew about my hustles.
And Uncle Jesse, he was an entrepreneur.
Right.
But if you think about Mama, she was an entrepreneur too. You know what I'm saying? But in a different way.
But that's Baltimore. You have to be bred or born or schooled in Baltimore. You go to other cities and states, and you'll see a couple people getting money, or you might see one person in the family be like the athlete or something like that. But you come to Baltimore, everybody is hustling. Everybody is doing something that's just trying to get to the next dollar or something like that. You can walk around this corner right now, I guarantee you somebody's selling something.
I was in the middle of this really big drug bust. Long story short, the cops had thought that there was somebody in the house that wasn't in the house, but I was in the house.
The drug bust happened when we got disbanded. We was disbanded because we lived up on Jefferson Street, and a rat the size of a cat with a tail the size of my car right there came through the door. So they tried to put a piece of tin strip on both sides of the door to stop this rat. So we come downstairs the next day, and he's literally peeled it back like it was paper. And came back to the house. So I was like, we ain't staying here with this rat, is for real. So what she did was she moved us with my aunt and my younger sister, and her went to stay with her then boyfriend.
And so you have the helicopter coming with the spot. You have like dozens of cop cars that literally fill the entire street. And it's like a 1-car lane street. It's not like a 2-way street, right?
So we were staying in the projects called Freedom Way. And they had a drug house right next to us. I mean, we knew about it, everybody knew about it. So one day, the police comes on a raid to raid the drug house. But they got the
wrong house.
The door, the numbers was like A and B, like 41 A and B. So they had the wrong one.
And I remember holding my breath and my body starting to shake. And I knew not to move, because if you move, they shoot. I know this. This is not TV. I know this.
So they hit B. They come in, boom, we hit the door. Get down, get down, get down. We in there watching TV. They got these big guns on us. And I was like, get them guns away from my children. They was like, ma'am, lay down. They got this. I'm looking at the barrel of this gun. She looking at the barrel of this gun. We like,
I heard the sounds, and I don't remember the words, but I remember someone saying, that's not her. And I remember being pushed off the steps, and then the cops bum rushed and taking the door with them, taking the screen with them. It's like the screen came off the damn door, right? I remember a neighbor grabbing me up and pulling me to the side, and my hands, my body wouldn't stop shaking. And to this day, my body still shakes whenever I get surprised. And there's nothing I can do about that.
Even though I'm a hot mess, you know you want this hotness. Even though I'm a hot mess, you know you want this hotness. Even though I'm a hot mess, you know you want this hotness. You know you want this hotness. You know you want this hotness.